Hello everyone, this is Nimish and today we're gonna review the movie Anuraga Karikkin Vellam starring Biju Menon and Asif Ali. This movie also stars Soubin Shahir, one of my favorite actors, and I would like to say that the two halves of this movie, the first half and the second half, had completely different tonalities, so that's going to be a major aspect of my review, so let's get right into it. The first half has tremendous amount of things going for it. I absolutely loved the first half and I think this is one of the most fast-paced, story-filled, twist-filled, exciting first half of any movie that I have watched in a long time, because the story started off and was building up one after the other, immediately pacing up and stacking up like crazy, and the excitement level I was having in this movie and the fun that I was having in this movie for the first half was outstanding. So on a script level, a lot of the story and the build up until the point of the interval where he's actually again reconnecting with his wife was fantastic and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But the second half just stays where the first half ends. It kind of stagnates in space and just, stays in the same area. I had a lot of other things going on in my mind, like what would happen next, what would happen to this angle of the story, what would happen in that angle. But it just suddenly it felt like it just hit a dead wall and it just stayed there in the second half and nothing progressed. Now, the story basically, amongst a lot of other things that are happening and a lot of subplots that are happening, overall it's about the main family, Biju Menon, his son, his wife and his daughter, and how their relationships are, how Asif Ali's relation is with his girlfriend, and how the relations basically change, transform over time, how they are disconnected at the beginning as a family, like three independent people living in the house, to how they come together over time. This was extremely well shot, directed and achieved in the first half, because the part where they built up that they were three individuals, they were not connecting, that was very well shown in the first half, and up to the interval where he was slowly trying to reconnect with his wife while he speaks to Asif Ali's girlfriend on the phone, not knowing it's her. While he speaks to her, he takes tips from her and he's trying to get closer to his wife. All of that was shot beautifully and the first half ends there. But the second half, which basically had to show how the son and father kind of connect again, how Asif Ali realizes about whether his girlfriend is the right girl for him and all of that, that kind of was very weak. So I feel that on a storytelling level, the second half was weak. It did not convey what it set out to convey. Of course, the plot kept on going, but it again stagnated in space in the second half. So I was pretty much let down by the second half because it became the same old movie. It became the same old commercial movie about a father and a son, a guy who's running after his ex-girlfriend because he realizes now he likes her and he tries to, stop her from getting married. All the typical elements that are played out in many movies, romantic comedies or love stories or even dramas, were repeated in the second half. And after a super duper trooper impressive first half, I was a little let down with the second half. But in the first half, of course, there is Soubin Shahir again, who plays a fantastic role. He's once again not a very overly funny character in this movie. He's playing different dimensions. He's playing a good friend. He's playing the funny guy. He's playing someone serious. He's playing a very, crazy character. So I thoroughly enjoyed his performance once again, and I really enjoy whenever he's on screen. And I think there's a lot he contributes, and I'm sure he's appreciated as much, but I would like to reinforce that he actually plays a very significant role. For example, if you remove him from this movie, a lot would have been lost. A lot of the contribution that he got to screen would have been lost without him. Other than that, I think Biju Menon had a very strong character written and a lot portrayed, so his performance was absolutely enjoyable. He did a very good job. I've not watched much of his movies. This was his first movie that I watched, so it was very good to see him, and he has a great personality. He played the cop with efficiency. You believe that he's that cop, arrogant father who's not connecting with his family, who's so busy. So that was really good. Asif Ali, on the other hand, played a very simplistic character. He was, of course, very natural. Everyone in the Malayalam film industry is natural. But I didn't see a lot of acting, qualities in this movie. I've heard that he's done some very good films in the past, and I would love to explore more of him. But in this movie, I don't think he significantly emoted the way he was supposed to. Everyone is good in the Malayalam film industry, so when I'm differentiating between people who are just average and better, it's difficult. Like, I'm not comparing it to Bollywood where people are always commercial or something like that, but compared to other actors, compared to other performances, I felt that he in this movie was a little average. It's just like nothing special about it, nothing that I can speak about, like Biju Menon itself or Soubin Shahir himself, who actually contributed much more to this movie. So this movie, even like if it was anyone else other than Asif Ali, anyone could have played that role. That's what I mean when I say that someone's performance is average. The actress, in fact, was actually one of the better actors in the movie. I've not seen many of her movies again, but the fact that you felt she was so crazy, and the fact that you felt that she was, a little too like a crazy girlfriend person, that kind of annoyed me in the starting, which is supposed to annoy us, and then I realized that that's what we are supposed to feel, and she's probably acting very well. So I'm not sure if she's always like that, but if she's not always like that, then she really did a good job, because she played that part of the crazy girlfriend who goes through a turmoil of emotions very well. So overall, this movie had potential. It could have been one of the better movies of this year. I've heard that this movie did pretty well and you guys must have enjoyed it, but I think that compared to the promising first half premise that they set up, I was expecting a lot of drama, comedy and twists and turns to continue in the second half and the pace to be retained in the second half, but suddenly it felt like two different movies. It felt like everything just started floating around in the same space and the story ended where the first half ended. It didn't really go forward from there. So that's what I felt about the second half. The music of this movie was thoroughly enjoyable. This is again one of the better albums that I've heard. The first song in the opening title itself was very nice, so I really enjoyed the music of this movie too. So coming to the rating of this movie, I would have given it a 3-star, and depending on if the second half was fast paced and continued that spirit of the movie, maybe even a 3.5, but I have to cut points because the second half was not good enough to match the first half, and so I'm going with 2.5 stars, which means it is a pretty good movie, watchable, one-time watch, should watch once, maybe for Asif Ali fans, and all of those meanings of 2.5 stars. I hope you like this review of Anuraga Karikkin Vellam. Like, comment, share, subscribe and keep watching.